What's something you can't unsee once someone points it out? Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to be the first to know about new videos. Comment your answer below. The fake bird noises in golf coverage. They are all fake and constant. I'm convinced that NBA games add sneaker squeaks to their broadcasts. I was watching a game a few years ago and there was a comical amount of constant squeaking. To this day I can only hear that and forget about any commentators. Because Bruno Mars is so much shorter than Mark Ronson, in the Uptown Funk video they are never shown standing next to each other in the same frame. One is always sitting/leaning on a car. Every single medication commercial is slightly slowed down. A dead pixel on a computer screen. In this case, more like unhear. Breathing in songs. Once you start paying attention to it, you can't hear anything else. Bodybuilders look like a normal guy coming out of a muscular guy's neck. Kerning. My kids still curse me for explaining kerning to them. Now every time they see a sign, they see bad letter spacing. Someone's nervous tick during a presentation. The stormtrooper who bops his head in A New Hope. Some sort of unique facial/head feature of another person. Take ears for example. I was watching baseball the other day and my so pointed out that pitcher's ears seemed to stick straight out. For the rest of the game, all I noticed were his flapping wing ears. If you go to the movie theater, there is a little green laser dot on the screen that I think is used to line up the projector with the screen. It's really tiny, but once you notice it you won't stop looking at it. Some guy was in a bathroom stall at the movie theater while I was pissing at the urinal. I guess he didn't know I was there. He starts singing away to himself, to the tune of Hall Oates, because your piss is on my wrist. Because your piss is on my wrist. When I turn out the lights. I burst out laughing. Now I can't hear that song for the rest of my life without singing that dude's alternate lyrics. In Super Mario Bros. For the NES the clouds are the same graphic as the bush is just a different color. Just how many films made the past 15 years or so all use orange and teal as their default color scheme for scenes? When the sound of a movie is slightly off sync with the picture. Back when Everyone Loves Raymond was popular, a friend of mine said that every episode was just Ray doing something stupid and then his wife would yell at him. I stopped watching it shortly after. Same thing happened with Home Improvement. Dr. Pepper is spelled without a period after drive. Brie Larson translates to cheese theft. Once you learn how to read, you can't stop. Kim Possible's mouth looks like a mustache. The faceplates on outlets and light switch covers, if installed by a professional, will have the slots in the screws vertical and aligned. They call it squaring up. If they're not, either it was installed by an amateur or someone took it off to paint or something. Small mess-ups in movies: a boom microphone that made it into the shot, the shadow of the helicopter that the camera is on, a car in the background of a movie that takes place way before cars existed, etc. Emergency exit signs in a cinema. Sorry. When I look at newer Toyota trucks with the TRD Toyota Racing Development, I see the word DIRD. I can't help it. Edit: I love Toyotas and drive one myself, but if I got a newer truck, I would scrape off the TRD sticker. My mom said that these kiwis we bought looked like old man balls. I can never eat them again. The word fridge has a D in it but not the word refrigerator. The amount of times someone says "are" more like while speaking. It's hard not to count or focus on it, especially when the subject matter isn't very interesting. A small dent in your car, usually on the door. You can't spot it, but if someone mentions it, you can't unsee it. That coffee cups, particularly the styrofoam kind you get coffee to go in movies and television, are always empty, and because of that the actors flop and fling the bleep things around so much they'd be getting coffee everywhere if there was actually coffee in them. It's so minor, but now that I know, I notice it and it's super annoying. Much in the same way it's annoying how guns can shoot like 50 bullets when they clearly have a magazine that tops holds maybe 10 bullets. Colonel Sanders' bow tie looks like his stick figure body. Nipples line up with the inside of your ears. The Vans logo looks like the square root of the answer. They remove the headrests when filming a scene inside a car. I notice it all the time now. The arrow in between the E and the X on the FedEx logo. Most people wouldn't be as attractive without hair. A dually truck is just a truck with hips. When childhood shows have adult jokes when we didn't even notice. My friend was painting a crouching man for her art exam. She was shading the bleep so much that she didn't even notice that the bleep was in front of the guy's legs. It actually seems perfectly normal at first, but after someone pointed it out, you couldn't unsee it. In certain movies and shows, if you watch a character's jewelry and the like, it will change positions or go from inside to outside of their clothes. I have said this one before, almost all vehicles on the road now are either black, white, grey/silver or a shade of red. It hasn't always been like this. Look at the 50s, 90s. Okay, once I was looking at the moon with my boyfriend at the time, and he just broke the romantic mood by asking me if I see the clown in the moon. I was like, what? Smiley face, and he pointed out this little clown face on the left side. I still can't unsee it to this day. In the 1980s Dune movie, the opening scene with the